Hello, everybody. This is Joshua Doherty, aka Joshua Lloyd Fox. Don't know what number video this is. I've spent the last 2 days here at home. I haven't gone into work. I've been working from home, watching international news about the war in Iran, and I want to talk to you today about the fact that everything in the military is done by the book, and I want to discuss this book. Leave it up there for a minute. You guys can actually download that. It's like 1,000,000 pages long. It's 2 different books. But that is the Department of Defense's Laws of War. It was updated in, I think, July 2023. Now, the reason this book is so important is you have to understand the military mindset. All the way back to World War II is done by the book. As soon as you get into basic training, buy the book. As soon as you get into your job training, buy the book. Every single thing in the military is by the book. And how do I know this? Well, because I was in the military. But secondly, I have been writing the book at every level of military and government for about 10 years now. I finished my college degree and I went from working on the flight line in aeronautical engineering into writing technical manuals. The book, by the book. And you know, this is mostly digitized now in today's age, but every single law, rule, situation, operation, maintenance, code of conduct, everything in the military is written down. It's written down. If you ever want to know when they talk about military grade for anything, it just means that it's known quantity. It's written down. There's no trying to figure it out. Now, here's what's going on in the world today. I'm not watching United States media anymore. I'm watching international media, and I don't know what still to believe. According to some insiders and some retired military professionals, our military bases over there have been destroyed. I've seen that we've had up to 500 or 600 U.S. troops killed. The Pentagon finally came out yesterday and said over 140 troops have been wounded and 8 have died. And you know, you have the Secretary of Defense and the President saying, you know, we're okay with casualties. If you read, and you can download that book I just showed you, just Google it and download it from defense.com or defense.gov, I think it is, military.gov. I think it's all over the place. But if you read it, it breaks down several principles, and there's 3 top principles. It's something about having the right reason, having the right size and reaction, and the third one is honor. Those are your 3 main ones. And the third one is honor. We're not fighting an honorable war over there. There's no reason we should be there. There's no clear objectives. People are dying. We're losing infrastructure and money like it's money coming out of a water faucet. And everything that they're doing is against the book. That's what I'm so concerned about. I'm so concerned because everything they're doing seems to be against the book, which is against military standards, which is against military grade, which is against military mindset. Everything's been against the book. Now, there's another set of principles of war, and I'm going to spend the rest of the video talking about this. There's this, it's both a philosophical and a military mindset and principles, and you can look those up too, the 9 principles of war. And the 9th one, the final one, is simplicity. And a good friend of mine, Matt, and I were talking about this yesterday, and I laid out in one of his posts what I think is the escalation steps moving forward. And we, in the military, it's so convoluted, and there's so many moving parts until there's not. And that's why the 9th principle of war is simplicity, because as escalation continues, we send bigger missiles, they send bigger missiles, we put troops on the ground, they bring in troops on the ground, other countries get involved, our other allies get involved, and it gets so complicated. The very last step is to just destroy everything. That is nothing more simple in war than just destroying everything. Sending the nuclear weapons, assured destruction on both sides. There's nothing more simple than that. And I am afraid that we have two leaders or two governments, two administrations that can't back down, that can't lose. And what happens, here's my question, what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? What happens when two administrations get in the ring and neither can lose? It escalates, it escalates, it escalates, it escalates until it doesn't. Until the simplest conclusion is reached. And that's what I'm worried about. In diplomacy, one must be humble. Do we have humble administrations on either side? I mean, you have ancient Persia, who's been fighting wars for thousands and thousands of years, and you have a megalomaniac narcissist who has his finger poised over the proverbial red button. What happens when neither side can afford to lose? Simple. We all lose. And that's what I'm afraid of. Go watch or go read the Manuals of War. It is hard reading. It's a lot of laws and a lot of principles and a lot of philosophies, but it's what the military, our honorable military is supposed to follow, and they're not. And I don't understand that. I've spent almost 30 years in the military doing everything by the book, and they're so far off the book now. And I can't give you guys the information on what's going on. Nobody knows, and I think our administration's lying to us. That's not good. That's not honorable. I'm sorry, I don't want to cause more fear, but I believe that forewarned is forearmed. You guys have to start getting ready for the inevitable. Neither side can afford to lose. So what does that mean? Well, we all lose. That's, as an analyst, as a military analyst, as a military product analyst, because I work Boeing PSA right now. After 28 years, I've moved into a position called PSA. Look it up. Google search Boeing PSA, and you guys will see what I do. I'm an analyst. It's my job to see things coming. It's my job to see the end product. And I'm nervous, guys, and I'm sorry if I'm scaring you, but you should know that there's only one conclusion to all of this, because none of it makes sense. Anyway, keep following. Check out my books. This has been my life for so long. I'm so into this that I write about it in my own books. So check that out. Keep following me. Thank you for the comments. If there's anything I can do, anything you guys have questions about, we're going live now. And I've also put all of these videos on YouTube because TikTok keeps taking them down. So yeah, until next time, I apologize that this was a bit fear-mongering. I still have hope, because my hope is in Jesus Christ. God's above all of this. But I'm not going to preach at you. That's how I can keep going. Whatever works for you works for you. But I can only see one conclusion to this, because the beginning of it made zero sense. All right, until next time, I love you all. Thank you for everything. You guys are so amazing. And JL Fox, over and out.